are, okay, more than 90% operating systems are Windows. Okay, any operating system which was developed using any application which was developed using Windows, okay, which is very comfortable in access. Okay, so those sort of applications are easy to develop with the help of the .NET. Okay, so here .NET applications will provide the ability to make the entire range of computing devices work concurrently, update and synchronize the user information automatically. Okay, any application related to .NET can be developed easily. So we can develop an application accessible in internet, an application developed using this standard application. Anything is possible with the .NET. So why we are selecting .NET? This is because of its unique features. Let's understand what are the features of .NET. See, there are different technologies in the market, but .NET is one of the powerful technologies, one of the comfortable technology which we can make an application development simple. Okay, first coming to some of the features. Okay, we can create an application which will be useful to many customers. An example I can say that, okay, an application which can be operated in web, an application operated in the Windows, an application operated in ATM machine, an application operated in TV screens, or anything can be easily created with the help of the .NET. Okay, the next one, .NET is a powerful technology. What do you mean by powerful technology? We can create different type of applications which can target simple, single requirement. Okay, a powerful technology which is available in the market is .NET. Okay, not like other technologies. .NET is very powerful in security also. Okay, most of the applications are developed in the industry using .NET. The best example I can say that share market portals are developed using the .NET. Okay, banking sites are reliable with the help of the .NET. Okay, you can understand that an applications developed in .NET are reliable. Okay, you can believe them. Okay, and not only that one, .NET applications are fully secure. So we have a concept called as a security. With the help of the security feature, we can develop an application. An application will restrict the access of the users. Okay, only the accessible users, only the what will be called as authorized users can access an application. So you can understand that an application developed using .NET is reliable, and also the application developed using .NET is secure. Okay, so you can understand that most of the banking sites, if you are able to open a site like hdfcbank.com, accessbank.com, etc., all the banks, they are developed their applications using the .NET. You can understand that banks are building .NET. Okay, these days any applications first priority goes to the .NET. Okay, so .NET makes your application simple, reliable, secure. Okay, any application which you want to have these features, okay, .NET is the best place for developing applications. And next one, so when you talk about advantages of .NET, okay, so what are the advantages of .NET? So .NET is having a powerful runtime. When you talk about a runtime, runtimes are a softwares which make your application to be very comfortable while creating application, okay, while executing application, debugging application. Okay, so .NET is having a powerful runtime called as common language runtime. So common language runtime is an important component related to .NET. Okay, which makes your application will be very smooth in handling. Okay, this is very powerful runtime. Okay, so you can understand that any application it requires a runtime. So .NET is having a runtime called as a common language runtime. I can simply say that when you work with the Java, Java uses okay JVM, okay, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine is also a powerful runtime. Okay. Now, when you come into the CLR, CLR is a common language runtime which makes your application very smooth in application. Okay. So actually, .NET designed the runtime CLR, okay, to run in Windows operating system. It will run in Windows operating system. Okay. Now, what happens? You know, .NET became famous. Other people are also want to work in .NET. So for example, most of the applications are developed in other operating systems like Unix, Linux, etc. Even those people want to work it in .NET. Now what happens, they created a separate community, and the community called as Mono community. With Mono community, they designed a separate CLR called as a Mono CLR. So you can understand that Mono CLR is a community-based CLR which can run in any operating system. So you can understand that CLR which makes your application to run in Windows operating system, whereas Mono CLR, okay, to run in any operating system. Okay, any operating system like Unix, okay, Linux, etc. Okay, in the same way, what happens, there is a new programming language has been introduced called as Xamarin. Okay, Xamarin. So Xamarin is a tool where it is also from Mono. Okay, Xamarin is also from Mono. With the help of this one, what we can do is we can, okay, make application, okay, to be developed or run in other mobile applications, mobile operating systems, okay, like Android, okay, iOS, etc. Now what I mean to say is an application related to any operating system, which can be Windows operating system, which can be Linux operating system, Unix operating system. Not only that, mobile based operating systems like Android, iOS, etc. Anything is possible with the help of the DOM. Okay, so Mono is a community. They introduced a CLR. That CLR which targets the .NET technology. Like with the Mono feature, you can say that .NET is also a platform independent. Okay, platform independent. Okay, so you can understand that CLR, common language specification, which makes your application simple, okay, and comfortable for operating system like Windows. With Mono CLR, it's a platform independent. Let's coming to the next feature. .NET framework is not only secure, reliable, and it is also an intelligent. What do you mean by intelligent? Depends upon the requirement. It suggests you which are required to be additionally added. Okay, not like terminating the program. For example, if your operating system is incompatible for the particular component, it will suggest you which what will call which service pack have to be installed or which to be suggested. So you can understand that .NET framework is intelligent, which makes your components to be successfully run and the requirements by its end. Okay, so it is an intelligent framework. And next one, .NET is support to develop different type of application. I can tell you that an application related to Windows, okay, Windows applications are very much native. We'll understand that in a bit, okay. And not only Windows applications, we can develop web applications, okay. Not only the applications, we can develop services. Anything related to a client, what is required to operate his requirement, that sort of applications can be developed with the help of the .NET. Okay. And the best advantage related to the .NET is completely work on object-oriented programming feature. When you talk about the object-oriented, see object-oriented feature which makes you to comfortable in the place called as registered customers. Okay. So when you talk about the registered customers must handle in a proper way, okay, in a secured way and an authorized way. So that feature is possible with the help of the .NET. So you can understand that .NET works on object-oriented programming feature. Okay, and as I said you that .NET is powerful. Not only that, the .NET is very easy in application development and very easy in maintenance. Okay, so you need not to worry that about the software architecture, and that will be automatically taken care. Okay, with the help of the .NET, we can make application development is easy. Okay, and application development is maintainable, very comfortable. Okay, and .NET is also secured. Okay. Security in the sense we have a feature called authentication and authorization. So authentication feature which makes your application be authenticated with the specified number of users. So you can say that unauthorized access can be restricted with the help of the .NET. Okay, unauthorized access will be restricted with the help of the .NET. So you can understand that any authorized access will be available with the help of the .NET. Okay, and to simplify this, .NET provided large number of built-in libraries. What do you mean by library? Library is a ready-made class or ready-to-use class. Okay, .NET support hundreds of ready-made classes. Okay, which makes your life simple. Okay, so with the library, what I can do is I can, for example, I want to write a square root. Square root is available with a library. I want to communicate with Java. Java communication available in the library. I want to communicate from Windows to web. So Windows to web communication available in the library. So you can understand that .NET provided thousands of libraries. Okay, thousands of libraries. .NET provided thousands of libraries. Okay, let's see this. See, .NET is powerful because of some of the features like it's having a powerful, what will be called as framework with a powerful runtime and with a powerful specifications. Okay, so the main component related to the .NET is powerful framework. Okay, powerful runtime and powerful specification. So as I said you that powerful runtime is nothing but CLR is a powerful runtime. CLR is a powerful runtime. Okay, so what do you mean by powerful runtime, which makes your application is very simple. Okay, and the next one is powerful specifications. Okay, powerful specifications. What do you mean by powerful specifications? We can develop Windows application. Okay, we can develop web specifications. So we can say that Windows specifications they are there. Windows specifications are specially designed to develop applications and services related to Windows operating system. Okay. What do you mean by web specifications? Web specifications are powerful for developing the web applications, web services, etc. And it's also having something called as a powerful framework. Okay, so you can understand that powerful framework is nothing but a powerful software infrastructure. Okay, so these are the very best and unique features related to .NET. Why you want to say that .NET is the best? Because of its powerful infrastructure, powerful runtime, and powerful specifications. When you're talking to the specifications, you have the mobile specification also. So what do you mean by mobile specification? We can develop mobile applications, mobile services also. Okay, any application development related to client can be easily developed with the help of the .NET. Okay, so .NET is the best. Okay, .NET is the best place for creating an applications which is very comfortable and very required for the clients. Okay, let's come into the next one. So while coming to the overview, as I said you that. Okay, so framework is a software infrastructure. Okay, for example, whenever you want to go for any place, a place should be with very comfortable features. That features generally will be calling it a framework. So a framework is a software infrastructure in which software that provides generic functionality can be selectively changed by adding user-written code to and providing application-specific software. I can tell you a small example. Okay, when you have a framework, when you have an infrastructure, you can continue to the requirement. So you can understand that when we have a powerful framework, you can say that you can continue. I can simply say that a framework is nothing but a foundation ready, okay, building. When you want to construct a building, okay, think that you have a building ready with a foundation. Okay, so the foundation I can simply say that framework. Okay, .NET framework developer version will come along with the Visual Studio. Now, see, when you talk about this frameworks, .NET is having powerful frameworks in the market. Okay, so .NET frameworks are very powerful. .NET frameworks are very powerful, and these are ready to download, and it is free. Okay, so frameworks are very powerful and very important for developing applications. And coming to .NET features, there are different features available. Okay, there are different versions of .NET is also available. So we are going to be working on advanced features called as .NET Framework 4.5. Okay, so it's a powerful framework. Okay, .NET Framework is powerful. Okay, so these frameworks are coming with Visual Studio. Okay, so here .NET, why it is powerful in the sense it is powerful because of its software as well as the infrastructure. Okay, in order to work with .NET, there is a powerful software called as Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is a powerful software which makes your application simple. Okay, so this is an example related to the Visual Studio. Okay, for example, if you want to develop an application, it's a very straightforward. Let's right click on this application, simply create on a project. By simply create on a project, you need not to write anything. Simply clicking on the options, what happens, an application will be generated for you. Okay, an application will be generated for you. Okay, so with the help of this one, you need not to write any code. For example, if you want to write a code for this one, you need to implement hundreds of lines. Okay, for example, for generating of this one, initially you need to have hundreds of lines of code if you don't have a Visual Studio. Let's see this. When I go to the definition, I could able to see hundreds of lines of code. Okay, these are the hundreds of lines of code. Generally, you need to develop, you need to write when you go for any technology like Java, PHP, etc. Whereas in .NET, we have a Visual Studio feature. This feature will write this code itself. Okay, this code will write itself. And next one, an improved and expanded base class libraries are available with .NET framework. Okay, so what do you mean by this one? We have earlier many libraries. Okay, while coming to this this framework, okay, we have very advanced, improved, and expanded, okay, library files are available. So this makes your requirement more simpler than the existing application. Okay, and next one, here this framework introduced a Razor view engines. So what do you mean by view engines? View engines makes your application related to web application more simpler and more useful. Okay, and not only that, so this framework is available with good support of Windows Store application. So what do you mean by Windows Store application? Like Android, like iOS, we have Windows operating system with mobile-based applications also. So those mobile-based applications, Windows Store apps, can be easily developed with the help of this framework. Okay, and we have one of the best features, it's a parallel computing. So what do you mean by parallel computing? The word it's a self-explanatory, where we can do parallel execution of application. Okay, and also introduced a feature called as Web API to create HTTP services. Okay, in the previous versions we have Windows services, web services, and this feature we have RESTful services called as HTTP services. Not only that, we have hundreds of additional features are there. Okay, with the help of this framework, we can make your application more simple. Okay, while coming to our application, we are going to be working with Visual Studio software. Okay, so Visual Studio is the best software, okay, which is used to develop your application more simple, more easy, and more comfortable. Okay, so Visual Studio 2012. So Visual Studio 2012 is a software which supports the .NET Framework 4.5. Okay, it's an advanced software which is available with full version. Okay, and not only that, you can download these softwares for a limited period. Okay, from the Microsoft directly site. Okay, so for example, if you want to have a Visual Studio free to work or limited version, you can. This Visual Studio is available for free to download called as a Visual Studio Express Edition. So Visual Studio Express Edition, okay, 2012 for Windows, okay, or you can say desktop. Okay, you have different flavors, like we have 2012 for desktop, okay, web, and Windows. Okay, so you can understand that we can develop any application. For example, desktop used to develop, okay, Windows applications. You can say Windows applications, Windows services, okay, libraries, etc. related to Windows. While coming to this one, we can develop website, web application, okay, web service, okay, etc. Okay, while coming to this one, you can develop, okay, applications for mobile, okay, applications for mobile, tablet PC, okay, etc. Okay, which runs on Windows. You can even have a Xamarin, okay, Xamarin used to develop, okay, mobile-based applications, okay, mobile-based applications. for iOS, Android, etc. Okay, so these are the different things. Okay, and you need to be very clear that these are available in the Express edition. Okay, so you can say that Express editions. Okay, Express edition is free to download. Okay, it's available for limited period. Limited period. Let's come into this one. As I said, that why we need to go for Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is very comfortable IDE. What do you mean by comfortable IDE? Which makes your application development very simple. I can tell you some of the features like auto generation of code. So what do you mean by auto generation of code? You need not to write everything from the scratch. What are the code which is required to start the application? That code will be automatically generated. Just before I explain this entire code is which is required for developing an application, and this application development has been automatically generated. So you can understand that this code, when you try to drag and drop, for example, I would like to have a radio button. So radio button related code has been automatically generated. Okay, radio button, for example, when you click it, an event get automatically generated. So you can understand that you need not worry. Entire related auto generation code gets automatically generated. So that is one of the best feature. And next one, we have some feature called as auto completion of the code. What do you mean by auto completion of the code? You need not to write any code from the scratch. Okay, it will automatically gives you the application related code automatically. For example, we have some features under the auto completion like IntelliSense, IntelliType, and IntelliTrace. What do you mean by IntelliSense? For example, I want to write some code related to A. Just type A. A related all the codes will be displayed. So you need not to type anything. You need not to remember anything. The related things will become. For example, I want to say M related codes are different. When you say ME related codes, MES message. For example, if you want to type, you need not to type. Just simple enter will automatically type. So what do you mean by auto type? You can able to see that automatically completes. If I simply full stop, the related methods will come. Simply type this. Okay, simply type this. Okay, welcome to. So what I written? So a code will be automatically typed. For example, I want to declare a variable. So I give integer a equal to 1. Okay. For example, if you declare a variable again, okay, it's an error. So automatically it traces the error. Okay, you can find out the application has been already declared error and you are not supposed to declare it. So you can understand. These features called as autocomplete features. An autocomplete feature, IntelliSense, IntelliType, IntelliTrace are the ready-made features. Okay, these features 90% not available in other IDEs like Eclipse, etc. Okay, many applications are having some of the IDE features, but the IDE features of applications from Visual Studio are very powerful and unique. Okay, we have hundreds of features. Some of the features we wrote over there. Then coming to the next feature, reference highlighting. Okay, so what is a reference highlighting? You can directly, okay, remember the code, whatever we have been. For example, I declared a variable A and I want to know what exactly A is. Let's place a mouse over, it will display. Okay, see here, this is called as reference highlighting. You can able to see that the variable A is declared but never used. Okay, so these sort of alerts, these sort of what will be called references will be given when a mouse over on account. For example, what is an integer? Let's place this. Integer is a structure which is available in the .NET. In the .NET, all variables are coming like a structure. So that information, you can simply say this. Okay, what about this one? For example, object. What is an object? An object related information will be displayed. So you can understand that reference highlighting, which gives you the complete reference whenever you want to have. Okay, let's complete the next feature. Okay, built-in components. What do you mean by built-in components? As I said, there are hundreds of ready-made libraries, hundreds of ready-made components are available inbuilt with the help of the Visual Studio. With the help of this feature, what we can do is we can make your application will be very simple, very fast, okay, very effective. Coming to the next feature, while typing the code, you can make your application simple with the help of code snippets. What do you mean by code snippets? Let's say I have a console application. In my console application, for example, okay, I want to type something. For example, if you want to type something, You need not write any code. I want to write code automatically. For example, I would like to have static void main. Okay, so you need not write the code. You have a code snippet called SVM. What do you mean by SVM? It's indirectly called static void main. Simply press on the tab symbol twice, tap tab. So what happens? The code gets automatically typed. This feature is called as a code snippet. This feature makes your application development or writing the code simple. For example, when I say that I'm writing console.write, just simple type the CW code snippet, you'll be getting console.write. So you can say welcome to C#. For example, I want to write a loop. So instead of writing a loop, I can simply say for tab tab. So that the for loop has been written. For example, I want to have a switch list. You need not write. Okay, simply type switch tab tab. Okay, like I want to say that do while loop. Okay, I want to have do while loop. I can simply say do tab tab is coming. So you can understand that code snippets are the features which makes your coding very faster. Okay, code snippet is a feature which makes your coding very faster. Okay, let's see some of the features. Okay, and next one, while coming to your requirement of application. Okay, as I said you that the top features of Visual Studio is powerful IDE and supports rapid application development. What do you mean by powerful IDE? The application development is very easy. Like we have a drag and drop features. Okay, simplifies changing of the properties, creating the events, etc. Okay, and what do you mean by rapid application development, which makes your application is very fast, like developing, running, debugging, etc. Okay, let's come into one of the problem statement which can be easily simplified with the help of the DOM. Okay, for example, I would like to explain you a problem statement. Okay, so my problem statement is fund transfer. Okay, fund transfer in my bank account. Okay, fund transfer in my bank account. Generally, how a fund transfer exists generally how it exists. For example, if you visit in a bank, okay, see, if you visit a bank and if you want to avail this feature, okay, you have an option that, okay, it should be done in a counter. Okay, if a counter, okay, may have a queue, okay, may have a queue. When you have a queue, what happens? You need to wait until your turn up. Okay, so you can understand that your application will be, your requirement will take more. For example, what I can do is I can develop, okay, a web application. When you take a web application accessible around the clock, okay, so you can understand that to avail this facility, okay, to avail this facility, I need not to visit the bank. I can use a web application which is offered by the bank, and I can use this round the clock feature. Okay, so when you're talking about a round the clock features, when you access this one, for example, think that it may take a minute to do the work. Okay, and you can go for Windows application. So Windows applications are native. What do you mean by native? Okay, an application. So this application, okay, makes your requirement, okay, to complete in a bit. Okay, the moment. Okay, at the moment itself, your application is going to be executed. This is called as Windows application. So your problem statement can be solved whether in a Windows application, web application. Not only that, I can develop a mobile application. So whereas mobile application, okay, you can understand that requirement can be operated in the mobile. For example, you have a feature called service. What do you mean by service? Service, okay, can utilize the same feature, okay, using another application. Okay, so what do you mean by that one? I can say that my bank fund transfer, okay, can be utilized, okay, using Facebook, okay, using social networking site like Facebook. It is possible. So you can understand that these sort of problem statements will take a lot of time with the existing feature. Whereas my application, my requirement or development which makes you to develop any sort of application. So you can understand that these sort of problems can be done in any one of the way, whichever is very near to me, in the same moment. Okay, I have a small example over here. You can say that. Okay, see. Okay, so as I said, you that different applications can be developed. Like I can develop a Windows application, web application, console application. Okay, let's see here. Okay, a problem statement in the bank. As I said, you that when you go to the bank, it will take a lot of The reason will be many people will be with the same requirement. Okay, so if you are in the queue, it will take a lot of time to come to your place. Okay, in the same way, if you have to complete your requirement. For example, if a requirement taking more time, it will waste your time. Might be you need to go to the you may go to the office on late time, and you need to give the explanation to the what do we call your manager. But when you come into our requirement, okay, so .NET makes your application simple. Like without wasting the time, without standing on the queue, you can make an application will be very simple with different things. Okay, when you talk about a .NET, you can develop different types of applications which makes your requirement very simple. Okay, best example I can give an application developed in .NET. We can say that round the clock a requirement can be done. For example, when you want to send an email or if you want to do a fund transfer, you can do this fund transfer in the moment, around the clock. If you want to send an email, you can send a mail, okay, round the clock. For example, if you want to do a large amount of fund transfer, like crores and crores, just go to the Windows application. See, crores of amount cannot be transferred in the web application because of the limits. But when you go for the Windows application, not only crores, okay, hundreds of the crores can be transferred to other accounts with a single second, okay, because the applications developed in Windows applications are native. Okay, next one. Now what is my requirement is, I don't want to start the application and I want to run the application with an instruction. Yes, with a single instruction also you can do the transaction without opening the application. We have console-based application. So what is a console-based application? Need not to load the application, need not to start the application, just write an instruction and hit enter. Automatically it will be executed. Okay, and we have the services. What do you mean by services? When a service is created, the same application can be operated in other languages like PHP, Java, etc. Not only that, these services can be operated from social networking sites like Twitter, Facebook, etc. Or TV operated applications also. You can use this application. Okay, for example, as I said, the same task has been simplified over here. Okay, we developed a console application. Okay, without loading the application, I can hit my transaction, and we can develop a standalone application where I can do crores and crores with a single hit. Okay, not only that, I can install the Windows application in ATM machine. That application will be allowed automation transactions. Okay, based on the requirement, we can operate the ATM in 24 hours. Same way, we can develop a web application, and my web application, okay, available around the clock. And I developed a web service. My web service accessible all over the world. Okay, using all over the technology, using all over the social networking sites. I can develop a mobile application where my mobile application can be accessible in mobile PC and can be accessible in tablet PC, etc. And I can develop a router-based application. What do you mean the router-based application? I can send a link to the user by simply clicking on the URL. I can do. Okay, let's see this. For example, when you want to fund transfer, instead of going to the bank, what I made is I developed a web application and I given a URL to the user. So customer need not come to the office, customer need not go to the bank, customer need not to start an application. Just open a browser. He can simply type the URL what we have been given. You could able to see the login details. For example, if the login details are provided, when he click on the login button, he will enter into his customer page. When the customer login page, he can see his details. For example, he's having his details like he's having his funds, etc. For example, he's having some fund and he want to transfer. What he can do is he can simply click on a fund transfer button. When he click on the fund transfer button, think that he enter into the fund transfer page. Okay, whereas my fund transfer page will allow me to transfer the fund. Now what I can do is I can simply okay type I can simply select a customer ID whom I want to transfer the fund. Okay, and I can verify whether the name is correct or not. After clicking the request, okay, after giving the amount, I can simply click on the initiate button. When I click at an initiate button, immediately the request will be taken. Immediately the request will be taken. Once the request has been verified by any person, the fund will be transferred in the moment. So you can understand that to do this process, I need not to visit to the bank, I need not to stand in the queue, I need not to waste my time. Around the clock, I can use my requirement. So these sort of requirements can be easily developed with the help of .NET applications. Okay, and not only that, I said you that if I want to transfer crores and crores, for example, when you go for top MNCs, their transactions will be crores and crores. When you go for government application, government systems, okay, the contract values are crores and crores. Okay, so the funds, how to transfer crores and crores. Okay, so you cannot carry the value, you cannot do it in the web application. It's not a safe. So what we will be doing is we'll be developing Windows application. So Windows applications are native. What do you mean by native? Native in the sense it can be transferred, it can be do anything in the moment. So I can go to the bank, I can request to the Windows application. With the same moment itself, I can transfer crores and crores with the help of my Windows applications. Okay. So Windows applications are like this same. But here what happens, you can say that fund transfer done. So at the moment when you initiate the transaction, at the moment you can transfer entire balance directly to the destination accounts. Okay, so you can understand that the application development is very simple. And we have console application. So what do you mean by console application? Here the advantage of console application, you need not to create, you need not to load the application, you need not to start the application. Simply write instruction and hit enter. If you are an authorized person, you can do it. If you are able to see my transaction, I have fund transfer request. So I'm asking fund transfer. Okay, from C101. So you can understand that I'm a customer called as a C101. I want to transfer to C110. So I'm transferring fund to C110. Just I want to transfer $5,000. Simply press enter. So you can understand the fund transfer done. So to operate this, I have not opened the application. I have not loaded the application. In order to work with this one, you need not to load an application. You need not to operate an application. So this sort of features will make your application very simple. Okay, and you can have a lot of features. Okay, websites. As I said you that I generated a service which runs in service oriented we call it SOA protocol. So service can be consumed in Java application, PHP application, etc. Any application developed in any technology can be operate my application. Not only that, I explained you clearly that the same service can be operated in social networks like Facebook, Twitter, etc. Not only that, my service can be operated in TVs, okay, like Sun Direct, like DTH, okay, whatever. Any TV also, some of the applications can be operated in the TV. When you operate the TV, think that TV channel is going to be giving you a website. Just open the website using a remote, give a pin, you can select your account and you can access the limited transactions. That can be also done with the help of the web services. Okay, and finally coming to the .NET. .NET is powerful because of unique feature called as .NET supports you to develop application using any of the language which is available in the market. The one of the unique feature is .NET supports 650 plus successful languages you can select to develop any application. So example, I can use C#, I can use VB, I can use anything. Not only that, there are ready-made plugins. Plugins in the sense ready-made applications can be converted. Example, there is a plugin called PHP.NET, COBOL.NET, Fortran.NET. So you can understand any application or any language, okay, any language allowed to work in .NET. Okay, next, coming to the next feature. Okay, so coming to the job trends, so you can understand that in the market, okay, there are very, what do we call, huge amount of openings in .NET. Why? Because .NET is having unique features. .NET provides simple application development. .NET provides security-based applications. .NET also supporting mobile-based applications. Okay, so you can say that there is only one competitor for Java, or .NET is Java. Okay, so working with Java is also really good, but Java application development is a bit not comfortable comparing with .NET. Okay, .NET is very comfortable, very easy, very fast in developing the applications. So you can understand that .NET is having very good importance. Okay, an example, most of the web applications, like for example, the web applications like what we call Axis Bank. Okay, so you can understand that Axis Bank application has been developed and running with the help of Java. So you can understand that an entire application has been developed, an entire application has been operated using the .NET. Not only that, you can say HDFC Bank. Okay, so you can understand that banks are also are reliable. So you can understand this entire application is developed. Okay, you can access your transactions with the help of this one. So you can understand that an application developed in .NET. Okay, an application developed in .NET. Okay, it can be operated for banking application. So you can understand that banks are using the .NET. Okay, not only that, if you open any websites, okay, any news websites, etc. For example, there is a website, okay, So this website which will give you the notes, which will give you the newspaper. Not only the newspaper, this website will allow you to write the review or write a comment for the news which was displayed in the web page. Okay, so you can understand that not only for displaying the news, and also you can give a comment on the news. For example, the news is there. If you are able to see, there are news. For example, when I click on a particular news, we're able to see a news. Okay, not only that, we can write a review for the news. Okay, we can write a comment for the news. So you can understand that any application developed in .NET which is very comfortable for Windows application and web application. Okay, then coming to the next one. Okay, so here, then coming to our .NET. Our .NET program has been divided into 10 modules. In these modules, we will be developing the .NET with console application, Windows applications, and web application. So you can see the list of the modules which are available. Okay, as a client requirement, what a client required in the software industry, each and everything will be explained in detail with real-time scenarios using the .NET. Okay, hope you understand the demonstration session. Okay, thank you.